Hello, welcome back. I'm Deb from the Christmas Card, and I'm really pleased that you're here with me today as I share with you how I am going to decorate our front living room, our entryway, and our kitchen this Christmas. Now, I will say that our living space is a very open plan. So this whole area that I'm decorating leads straight into our dining room and our living room at the back of the house, which I have already decorated and used some burgundy and navy blue and the lovely Christmas greens, etc. So I need to make sure that whatever I do in this space coordinates with the spaces that I've already decorated, but I do want them to have their own personality. So I'm not planning on using a lot of navy in this space. I'm going to keep that for the other areas of the house, but I will be using the green and the burgundies and the reds. And I have some very favorite pieces that I pull out every year, and I use them in this space because it suits it so well. We've got quite a rustic feel here with the feature wall in the recycled timber, and we have a fireplace which has a very modern sort of surround. It doesn't have a mantelpiece, it just has a tiled finish. And I like to give that a lot of warmth. I've had a bit of an idea of what I'm going to be doing with that area this year. So I hope you enjoy sharing with me how I decorate these spaces in our home this Christmas. Now I've got the area cleared and I've got a blank canvas, as they say. I'm just stepping back and having a look at what I might like to do this year. But I always like to put something quite tall on those sides of the shelves. So it changes each year. I've had different Christmas trees, I've had floral arrangements, but this year I think I'm going to go with a Christmas tree. I decided to use the top two parts of a slimline Christmas tree in these gorgeous antique gold urns. And I simply love putting out all these ornaments every year. I love the colour and the texture that they bring to this space. And I'm particularly excited to use this old rustic blackboard that I found at a thrift store. And I have a beautiful emerald green Santa head that I'm going to mount on it. So I'm just going to put these little copper seed lights in, or these ones are chrome seed lights that are battery operated. Lighting like this just makes such a difference. And unfortunately, I don't have power that's easy in this space. I would definitely add more power should we ever remodel or build again. I definitely have power everywhere for my Christmas trees, etc. But this will do fine. And I'm just going to focus on the front of the tree and feed it around, giving that a little bit of light. To decorate these trees, I'm using a combination of two wide edge ribbons. One of them is a champagne mesh ribbon, which has got glitter on it, and the other is a green velvet ribbon with a gold trim. The wide edge of each of the ribbons allows me to shape it and loop it throughout the tree, giving it a really elegant finish. Now I'm just going to go in with some little clusters of the shatterproof baubles. I've just put them on a pipe cleaner, 3 different finishes, and I've used 2 green and 1 red in each cluster because I want green to be the dominant sort of colour here, and just have that little pop of red. Finished both the trees, which I'm really happy with. I really like that sort of elegant shape that they are. I'm not going to worry about a tree topper. I may end up adding a few of the gold stars, but we will see. For now, I'm just going to pop some shatterproof baubles in the sleigh and work on a nice little arrangement for the coffee table and the console table, and that will be this area done. happy with the way it's all come together so far. I still need to make the wreath that's going on the blackboard frame for above the fireplace, and I do feel that I need a little bit of colour up there on the top shelves with the reindeers. I do love those reindeers, they're very elegant, but I just feel that they're looking a little bit plain, so I'll think of something to add a little bit of colour there, and perhaps a little bit of something next to Santa. I was really struggling to find the right piece, so I'm just going to leave that for now and keep my eyes open for something that is going to be just perfect there. But for now, I will turn my attention to the kitchen. So over in this corner, I'd like to create a really cute hot cocoa bar, coffee bar, a little bit of a treat station, just to fill in this space. It's a little bit challenging because I don't really have a backdrop to hang anything from because of the windows here. So I've popped a couple of nails in the very top edge of the window frame, and I'm going to hang some garland from it and use it as an anchoring point for some baubles and bells and a few picks and things. To finish it off, I think I need to pop a couple of these beautiful finials in, and I will be using this on another garland in the same space, so I think that that will work really well. I'll just put one in the centre. Now, I'm very happy with the garland above it, so I'm going to clean up the area and set up my hot cocoa bar. Well, I'm almost done for the day. It's been a big day, but just before I finish completely, I wanted to do the garland around the mirror here. Now, to keep it really secure, I actually have a screw in the wall, and that's where I'm going to secure the garland with a pipe cleaner, and then I'll pull it in front of the mirror. I'll also use some removable hooks on the wall itself and secure the garland to that. I have found in the past when I've used the removable hooks on mirror that they can be a bit unreliable, so I find it a bit easier to put it onto the wall. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'm going to use the ribbons and the baubles that I have used in the cocoa bar, which is just on the other side of the kitchen, so that they'll coordinate. Very happy with the way she turned out, very pretty. And that is me done for tonight, and I will start again in the morning. Good morning. Well, I'm fresh and ready to finish off the front lounge room and the entryway, and that will finish this whole space that I've decorated for Christmas. I'm really happy with the way that the garland turned out around the mirror here and how it coordinates with the hot cocoa bar. I've just got a couple of cone trees here, which are perfect for now. They're easy to clean around. I may change it as we get closer to Christmas, but for right now, I'm very happy with it. I'm going to focus on the front entryway today. I've got a lovely rustic old console table there, and I'm going to decorate that up again using some of the same elements that I've already used, so it coordinates, but I've got a few other little pieces that I want to add there. I'm not 100% sure how it's going to turn out yet, but we'll work it out together. And the other thing I've got to do is create the, I'm going to call it Christmas art that I'm hanging above our mantelpiece. I've got that rustic blackboard, and I'm going to use the Santa's head, the beautiful emerald green Santa's head that I've got, and I've just got to work out what I'm going to do there. I've got a bit of an idea, so we'll be down in the craft room to do that. So we better get stuck in. So on my lovely old rustic buffet here, I've got a burgundy velvet table runner, and I've also got a couple of our evergreen garlands that I need to shape, and a lovely sign, a beautiful gold Merry Christmas sign, which goes well with a lot of the other antique gold that I've used. I want to add a bit of height to the sides of the buffet here, just to give it a bit of drama. And I've got a couple of nutcrackers that I think will work well. I do need to tie them in with the colours because they're currently silver. Got a bit of a thought on that, so I'll share that. I'll get that started first. I think I'll start by shaping out the garland, and then I'll bring the other pieces in. So for something a bit different, I'm thinking I might use these nutcracker here on the entryway. I use these every year, normally on the ground, but I thought maybe it'd be something a bit different to have them up high here. Now I am going to add a bit of ribbon to them, just around the hat here maybe, and possibly around the legs, wherever I can get the ribbon through without damaging the nutcracker, in some sort of red and gold. I've got one that matches the green and gold ribbon that I've been using, and I think that will tie in nicely with the table runner. And I've also got a couple of trees that I could do much the same thing with. So it is now time to break out the glue gun. There we are so far. What a difference a little bit of ribbon can make. It's really brought the nutcrackers and these little potted trees into the colours beautifully. So now what I think I'll do is add a little bit of the ribbon into the garland at the base here, and then I'll make a swag to go at the top of the mirror, and also add that ribbon in, and I think that will finish off our entryway. So for the ribbon in the garland, I'm going to bring back in a bit of the glitter mesh ribbon that I used in the trees, just to add that little bit of sparkle. It was looking a bit flat just with the two in it. So I'm just going to make a little loop like that. So I was going to use some of these sort of glittery berry bauble picks in the garland, but they were just falling flat. They weren't working as I needed them to. And then I went down into the craft room and found this tub of red magnolias that I have had for I can't tell you how long. And I've just been keeping them in the craft room, mainly to use in wreaths and things like that. I could stick them in there. But they are the perfect size and colour for the entryway garland, so that is what I'm going to use. That's a good thing about good quality florals. If they've got a lot of wire in them and they're made of good velvets, etc., even after being scrunched up and stored pretty badly actually. I normally store my florals in a much better condition, but they shape up so beautifully. Who would know? So I'm going to pepper a few of those through the garland, and I think that will finish it off beautifully. So to create the swag for above the mirror, I have grouped together a bunch of greenery and then put a couple of cable ties in it, pulling it together. Tried to sort of mirror them so I've got the same foliage on each side. But it doesn't matter once you get it up in place with a bow on top, you won't really notice all that. And then I'm going to make a big bow. I'm going to use some of the ribbon from the kitchen area that I used, as well as some of this ribbon here, and try and coordinate the two looks together a little bit. Finish off on each side of the buffet. I've put a red bell. These are absolutely gorgeous, these jumbo size metal bells with the big rope hanger, but I've just added a little bit of the ribbon so it coordinates in with the rest of this space. And of course, a little set of battery operated copper seed lights just to add that little bit of light in the garland. Looks beautiful during the day with the lights on, but particularly magical at night as well. So I'm downstairs in the craft room, and I thought I would just share how I am going to add a little bit of greenery to this rustic frame, which is going to have the Santa's head on it. I did think about doing it as a wreath in the middle or a swag or something, but I quite like the idea of trying something new, and I'm going to mount these pieces of dry oasis. These are for artificial florals. I've used it many times, as you can see, but that's a good thing about the oasis. You can just pull it apart and use it again for another project. Now, I've stuck that to a piece of cardboard, just plain cardboard, and then I'm going to use these removable Velcro strips to attach each of the individual pieces to the frame, the rustic frame, because I don't want to stick the oasis onto the frame itself, because I might want to use the frame differently next time. So I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to cover it in some Spanish moss and put some greenery in it, and put some flowers and some ribbon to match the other decor in the room. Now, you may remember that I felt the reindeers needed a little bit of something on them to bring them into the whole colour and sort of texture of the room. So I've ended up making some little bows for them, just using the green velvet ribbon that I've used in the trees and the Santa head artwork. And I'm just going to pop it around their necks with a couple of tiny red baubles and trim the back so that you can't see the floral wire. And I think that will be just the perfect touch. There we have it, all finished. What do you think, Harley? Is it pretty? Do you like it? It's got a very traditional feel with the red and the green and the gold, and it complements very well with the living room down the end. I've done a separate video on how I created the tree and the garlands and the table centerpiece, which I'll link below. I do love the way that's all turned out. It's got its own personality, but it complements it beautifully. I hope you've got a few ideas and some inspiration from how I decorated our front living room, our entryway and our kitchen for Christmas. I really enjoy the creative process, finding new ways to update my existing decor and also combine it with some new pieces that form part of our new collections each year. We would love it if you would subscribe right here on YouTube, and also maybe follow us on any other socials that you love using. We've got Facebook, Instagram and Pinterest. And be sure to hop over to our website and look in our inspiration gallery and check out our blog, because we've got lots of craft articles, we've got our free poster downloads and also our lookbooks, which are a great source of inspiration. Until then, I really hope that you enjoy creating, decorating and celebrating this wonderful time of the year.